I'm Chris Jackimick, and I live in Las Vegas, Nevada. Throughout my military career, I spent the bulk of my career out in Las Vegas. It was the first job I had as I was protecting some sensitive resources out there at Nellis. I would deploy to Kuwait early on in my military career with a larger weaponry system to support Operation Southern Watch. And then from 2003 to 2006, I was part of the emerging drone mission for the United States Air Force and Department of Defense. We were fighting the wars in Iraq and Afghanistan from our backyard. You'd be in war for 12 hours of your shift, and then you'd drive home to your apartment here in Nevada. So psychologically, it was very odd. Like, you felt you were in the combat zone every day because you were seeing it on the screens and it was that important, but I don't know what it did to the human psyche at the time. Some things would kind of happen in my personal life after that would change a lot. When Adam joined the Marine Corps, it was a natural fit. Anybody who joins the military, especially after 9/11 happened, you're looking for that purpose. I think that's why he made the choice. It's like, let me go be a Marine. He was in between Fallujah and Ramadi during the heaviest parts of the fighting of the Iraq conflict. I mean, you hear guys like Jocko and everything talk about like the triangle of death. My brother was dead set in the middle of the triangle of death with a Marine unit. I think it changed him. Like, you look at everything across history, you read any of the books out there, war changes anybody that's been involved with it. Trauma or mass events like that changes anybody, and it really changed my brother. And I get that call. I get the text actually from my stepmom. I was like, I need you to call me as soon as possible. Something's wrong with Adam. All right. Didn't think anything of it. And I'm about to pull off the highway to go celebrate and have some pizza with my classmates. And she's like, Adam's dead. Adam's dead. He had died by suicide that day. 25th of July, 2017. And it changed my world forever.
I think that was the first time I saw or heard someone broken through the phone. There was a time where I was concerned that he wasn't going to make it. There were times I thought we're going to have to camp out outside of his house, or we might get that phone call. Are we ready for that phone call?
I couldn't catch a break. A fellow first sergeant I served with, he had died by suicide. On the day of my buddy's funeral, I'm going through social media and I see this, what appears to be a manifesto from one of my old airmen. My first thought was like, today's not gonna be a good day. And sadly, my hunch was right. He had killed his own family and taken his own life on the day of my buddy's funeral. It was just compounding trauma after trauma after trauma. I cracked. I fell hard with alcohol. That was rock bottom. I first heard about Mission 22 just by like surfing the internet and looking on there and seeing some of the programs that they had available. I was like, something seems right about this. To be in a program like the R&R program with them and the innovative things that they're putting together, I have not seen in any other veteran nonprofit. It's putting all this stuff together to heal in the most effective way possible. They're making you do a lot of the hard work through reading, through audiobooks, through physical fitness, through nutrition, open discussion, critical thinking, neuroplasticity and cognitive feedback to where you're developing the brain more. It's given me a chance to regain my life. Cycling's been a big part of my recovery. Is around the time I retired, a little over a year ago, I set forth, I was like, let me set this goal to ride 2,020 miles in 2020 for another veteran nonprofit that supports Gold Star families and those lost either to accident or to suicide. Every time I got on that bike, I was like, you know what? There's a name, there's a dash that I'm gonna honor today. Not the dates on the gravestone. It's like, I'm gonna honor that life. So it gave me purpose. And it just became like a release for me to where the pedals would spin and I would get out of my head for a little bit. physically I was starting to feel better. I could see the improvements, and I've tracked my data over the past year, and it's phenomenal on the growth that I've had on a bike.
He's just on a mission and is relentless about it. You know, every day he pushes it. From, you know, the loss of his brother and a number of different trauma that he had gone through in his life, it was absolutely critical for him to find something that he could sink his teeth into. I think he's taken the ball and run with it with Mission 22, especially the R&R, the recovery and resilience part. I think it makes him stronger in the person that he is today.
I don't know why I fell on the bike. It was just like, okay, it called to me, and then I kept going. So you know that scene from Forrest Gump where he just starts running one day and it ends up in Monument Valley in Utah? He's like, I'm tired, I think I'll go home now. I'm not tired yet. I'm not ready to throw the towel in like Forrest Gump did. I'm getting on that bike and I'm keeping on going because there's something about it. There's something about just getting out in nature, having that breeze in your face and seeing some of the beautiful landscape here in Las Vegas where it takes you away from the stressors and the challenges of the world for a little bit. And you can just appreciate the beauty that is out there and be in the moment. And then it got serious because the Air Force enrolled me in the Air Force Wounded Warrior program and it got transformed into lo and behold training. If I do this well, maybe I can go represent the Air Force. Maybe my grief and everything in my entire story can come to fruition because I can put the energy into something positive. If I made the team, I'd just be overwhelmed with emotion. I suffered a lot of my trauma because of my military service. But at the end, it's like, I gotta be grateful that I'm allowed to compete in this because there are others who didn't make it home or lost the war at home that's what it's about.
Oh my gosh, everybody. I am so excited. My heart's pumping. My hands are sweaty. Please welcome our very own director of the Air Force Wounded Warrior Program, Colonel Rich Obert. Over to you, sir.
Welcome, warriors and athletes. Today we're going to announce the 2021 Air Force Team for Warrior Games. The selection was difficult as there were many hardworking and deserving individuals, and the work and dedication was apparent by all. I know the suspense is killing you, so I'll turn it back over to Marcia. Good luck to each of you. Back to you, Marcia.
All right, thank you, sir.
Starting us out from Air Education and Training Command, Major Daniel, Lieutenant Dan Cariña.
Yes, yes, yes. Air Combat Command, out of Texas, Master Sergeant Nicole Nikki Favuza.
From Valdosta, Georgia, Technical Sergeant retired Antonio Del Vecchio.
From East Liberty, Ohio, Airman retired Pete Murphy.
Technical Sergeant retired Margie Hinkle.
And coming up next, former pole vaulter, that is very similar to Blaze Velarde, coming to you from Las Vegas, Nevada, Master Sergeant retired Chris Jack Jackamek.
Warrior Games competitor back on the team, Staff Sergeant retired Joseph Alex Pate.
Whew.
What? He did
All right.
big things. Back in the day, he's gonna do big things. Coming to you from St. Henry.
Wow. We look at Mission 22 and we see all the shirts, we see all the flags out there. I don't think enough of the people understand how big the programs actually are and how that is actually in there. And like, I'm a benefactor from the donations of these private donors that are there to allow me to live life, to improve life for not only myself, but for friends, for fellow veterans, for my children, for my girlfriend, for my family, is to be that, to say, you know what? We can keep going at the end of the day. We can keep going no matter how hard it gets. No matter how difficult life becomes, we can keep going.
We have this value in the Air Force, this belief, a wingman concept. We're going to take care of each other. We've got each other. And it gives us hope, right? And so if you have been knocked down, I say this a lot, by the baseball bat of life, right? You're on the ground. If you know that someone's got you, it's got your six, no matter what, that's going to help you get back up again. And that's part of Mission 22, I think, for him. That connection, that human connection, that's what's going to save us. Yeah, that's what saved him. He can be a light in darkness. No matter how dark that spiral is, to know that someone got back up again and navigated their way out, that they can get through it too, that they are not alone. Not for one moment of one day. That's what he could be. He could be a beacon of light.
Welcome back, North American Dirt Track Racing Association. We are in week 9. We are here in northern Indiana at Kokomo Speedway. A little bit of short track action getting ready to take place here. Don't have the points in front of me, but we do have the Open 358 Modifieds on the schedule tonight. You will stick with us throughout the night. Here at Got Your Six Racing Network. As always, we are racing for awareness of veterans issues. 22 veterans a day take their own lives, which is 22 too many. So we're trying to do our small part to help lower that number, which actually I have heard that number has been lowered down to 17, which is still a crazy amount. If you know a veteran out there you haven't heard from in a while, please reach out. Let them know you're thinking about them. You never know what that conversation might lead to. It could actually save a life. If you are a veteran out there, been in your shoes, so trust me, there is no dishonor in reaching out and asking for help, or have a conversation with a loved one, a good friend, something, man. You got to reach out and let people know that you need the help. So it takes a community to heal a warrior, and we're trying to create that community here at Got Your Six Racing Network. So thank you for tuning in. Again, we are in week 9 of North American Dirt Track Racing Association. We are at Kokomo for a little bit of short track action. Kokomo, Indiana, the home of Griffiths Air Force Base. Way back in the day, it used to be an active Air Force base. Actually played softball there on my way up to Canada to play the Canadian Armed Forces All-Star team. So been in the area. Looking to head back to the area. So we'll see how that plays out. Thank you all for tuning in. As always, we do request feedback, good, bad, or indifferent. Any bad feedback's probably better than any at all, so we know what we're doing wrong, what we can change to help you, the viewer, enjoy your night watching your favorite driver out there. Looks like we are wrapping up, getting ready to go to qualifying. So, again, we are in week 8. These are open modifieds. If you're interested in joining a super well-run league, check out NADTRA, North American Dirt Track Racing Association. Been my pleasure to broadcast for these folks for the past 8 weeks. Getting ready to go on 9. We'll see who comes out on the track first. Looks like the 99 car of Billy Roberts. You'll see Gears Unlimited all over cars, all over series. Billy Roberts is the owner-operator of Gears Unlimited. Billy, thank you for your support of the iRacing community. In the 99 car, Logan Wentz at the top of the board. Now Billy Roberts with a 13.338 for the 99 car. Michael Vitale is with us into 213. Good looking wrap. New wrap by Michael Vitale. He puts it third on the podium here. 32 car of Anthony Morano out on track. Not sure if we're capturing his wrap or not. Seth Green, the top of the board with a 13.310. That's a name we haven't heard of. Let's look at the 27 car. Seth Green coming into the picture in the 27. Can he improve on his second lap? No, sir. 13.383. Tony Miley in the 117 machine, currently 8th quick. Jax Jan, we saw the 24 car have a great run. He's going to pick right up where he left off with a 12.958. The first sub-13 second driver, 519 of Scott Holmes. Getting ready to come out track in the 519 machine. One of the Morano Racing crew. Running that bottom line. 11th quick for Scott Holmes. Austin Baker's with us in the 09 machine. Austin Baker up to second quick. 13.220, 2/10 off for Jax Jan. We saw him brand new to NADTRA. Had a great week last week. Looks like he's going to pick up where he left off. Jan, Baker, Green, Roberts, Christofferson are your top 5 as we get ready to wind up qualifying here. Looks like we do have about 2 minutes to go until we get into some heat racing. Thank you all out there for tuning in. If you're coming back, welcome back. It's good to have you back. If you're new, welcome to the show. Love doing this for the drivers. Greatly appreciate everybody tuning in. We broadcast Thursdays and Friday nights. Tomorrow night we will be in the final week of Gears Unlimited Friday Night Lights, so champions will be awarded tomorrow night. The following week, super excited, we got a Dash for Cash brought to you by the Dirt Track Bank in the Gears Unlimited Friday Night Lights League. All feature winners with a minimum of 6 weeks of participation will take place. We're running 358 modifieds, limited late models, followed by 305 sprint cars. Best average finish. Everyone who qualifies for the event will get paid. It's going to be a $500 Dash for Cash. Looking forward to that. Looks like we got 17 cars in the field tonight. Only Anthony Morano didn't take his qualifying lap. Jarrett Small out on the track, getting some extra laps. We'll go with the 17 car here. As he tries to get around Kokomo, Indiana. That did not work out well for the 17 car. We got about 10 seconds. We will be going to heat racing tonight. We have 40 laps for the feature here at Kokomo. We should have 2, possibly 3 heat races, followed by the 40-lap feature. Heat 1, we find Jax Young, Seth Green on the front row. Clay Christofferson on the inside of row number 2 with Logan Wentz to his outside. Eddie Neal will begin on the inside of row number 3 with Michael Vitale to his outside. Jake Henry on the inside of row number 4. Jarrett Small is outside. Anthony Morano will round out our field of 9 drivers. Good looking 24 car. We saw quite a bit of him last week. Let's see if he picks up where he left off. He put up your quick time tonight. So we will see how that plays out. Got 8 laps. Everybody heading to the features. No one heading home tonight. Pace truck should pull off, leaving the field to the 24 of Jax Young as he will bring us to the green flag. You see the pace truck did pull off. Field of 8 cars. Off turn 4, green flag is out. Jax Young on the loud pedal. Trying that inside, going to slide up to get on the outside. We're 3 wide behind him. A 51 of Clay Christopherson's in that mix. Christopherson and the 318 of Eddie Neal battling it out. 213 of Michael Vitale jumps up, gets into the back of his teammate. Clay Christopherson now moves up to P3. 318 of Eddie Neal. He's going to give a challenge down low. We'll go on board with Clay Christopherson. Currently up to P2. You can see Clay working that high side. It's like Jax Young working away from the field there. 51 car up into the fence a little bit, but your top 2 breaking away from the field. Eddie Neal in the 318, currently in P3. Sean Green in P4. Michael Vitale still trying to get underneath his teammate Logan Wentz in the 18 machine. So those 2 battling it out for P5. Jake Henry in the 171. Anthony Morano in the 32. Jax Young opens up a 2-second gap between himself and the 51 of Clay Christopherson. Eddie Neal in 3rd position. Seth Green and Logan Wentz. That battle's heating up, 27 and the 18. Both cars running that bottom side. 1 lap to go. Up front, Jax Young, Christopherson, Neal, Green, Wentz, your top 5 in heat number 1. So Jax Young picking up right where he left off. Drives home in the victory lane in heat number 1. Heat number 2 on the grid, Austin Baker on the inside of Billy Roberts. Kelly Wheeler on the inside of Randall Dixon in row number 2. Tony Miley, Scott T. Holmes in row number 3. Chad Megley and Anthony Vitale Jr. in that 4th and final row. Just watched Billy Roberts run a heck of a race at Coast to Coast Racing League in the big block modifieds at Charlotte. Almost had it in the bag, led most of the race, came up 1 position short, so we'll see goes from Charlotte to Kokomo. That's quite a change. Kelly Wheeler in the 11 machine. Good looking DNS remodeling machine.
History repeats itself. History is always happening over and over again. So one of the ways to stop a theme, one of the ways to stop something from reoccurring is to first of all admit it. It didn't take long for us to quickly realize that there was power behind Mission 22, power behind its brand, power behind its message, and power behind its people that represented it.
All right, my friends, day 19 of 22, the 22-day push-up challenge. Day 19 means 418 men and women have possibly committed suicide in the last 19 days. I went and looked up my ship, the USS Rushmore. More people who have killed themselves by now than ever served on our ship at one time in just 19 days.
19, 20, 21. One more. Y'all ready for the last one?
Mission 22 has become a decentralized nationwide effort to show love, to raise money, to be available for other warriors, to be able to be a point of contact, to let the warriors know, but also for warriors to let other warriors know that there is a community. You're not alone. This isn't happening in silence. You're not forgotten. You know, we brought 4 veterans from all different parts of the United States and brought them together to hike through the state of Oregon.
May God bless you on your journey. Thank you for serving our country and for being willing to go on this walk. I'm praying you feel peace and strength with each mile.
You know, on this hike, some folks found God, some folks remained sober, some folks lost a significant amount of weight to be able to participate. And not so much just a healing walk for us as warriors, but for us to contribute to other people's healing. You know, this hike, we raised $12,000 for endobiogeny. Some of the folks on this hike, you know, they're going to be volunteers for this treatment. And I couldn't be more pleased and more proud because it was difficult. We had a lot of struggles. Not everything on this hike went pretty, you know, but we put some skin in the game. At the end of the day, we were able to raise money and we'll be able to use that money so guys can get the treatment that they need. The War at Home Monument is an example of our social impact, of our awareness, of our permanent fixture to do the work that we can't always do, to always remind us of what we've lost and what we will lose if we don't reconcile it. What we've done is taken 20 different veterans with their families' permission and used them as a silhouette to cut out of a 3,000-pound plate of steel. These warriors are placed in a V, and this is to show the size of the problem. This is to show the empty space they leave behind. And it's also to be a constant reminder of what happens when we don't listen to the stories of the warriors that fought in our name. Because it's not okay. It's not okay that everyone didn't know about veteran suicide. It's not okay that these things were a secret or left unsaid, or that it was shameful. It's not okay that it's shameful to suffer alone and suffer in silence, because if you ask for help, that you're no longer a warrior, that you're weak.
Yeah. So I come back and I thought everybody else changed. So I pushed my family away. And it took a long time to really realize it because I didn't want to look internally. You know, I got my Class A CDL and hit the road. I was on the road for about 8 years trucking. And this makes me think about how insignificant all of the major things going on are. I mean, what, 1 million years ago, that blew up. And, you know, over time became this.
Whether it's hiking mountains or building monuments, it takes a community to heal a warrior. Warriors didn't get damaged and didn't become separated from the sunlight of the spirit on their own. It happened in the name of this nation. We can change the way we think about war, how we think about warriors, how we think about ourselves, and what we think we're going to do in the American community. We can do it now. We can do it here. And there's going to be another generation of warriors coming. We can set the tone to create a culture that grabs them up and loves them and smothers them in resources and opportunity right now.
Welcome back. Jax Yawn picking right up where he left off, top of the board with a 12.925. Another sub 13-second run. He has taken the 24 car to pit lane. We're getting ready for 40 laps of action here at Kokomo. So we will see how this plays out. Billy Roberts, Clay Christopherson on the front row. Austin Baker, Jack Yawn in row number 2. Eddie Neal, Kelly Wheeler in 3. We got Sean Green, Scott Holmes in 4. Logan Wentz, Randall Dixon in 5. Michael Vitale Jr. and Tony Miley in 6. Jake Henry, Anthony Vitale Jr. in 6. Anthony Morano, Chad Megley in 8th. And Jarrett Small rounds out your field of 17 drivers. Be interesting to see what comes out of the front row. Pace truck should exit next time by. Leaving the field to Billy Roberts. We'll start on the pole. Got Clay Christopherson to his outside. Jax Young in the 24 will start P4. Must have inverted the top 4. Green flag is out. We are underway. 99 car, Billy Roberts with a good start. 09 dies down low. Austin Baker, he's trying to get the lead on the first lap. Makes contact with the 99. Looks like the 11 gets involved. Caution comes back out. We're 3 and 4 wide. At Kokomo does not typically work. Not sure what took place there. We were 3 and 4 wide at Kokomo. You can see Billy Roberts on the front row in that 99 machine. Trying to see, there's contact with the 09 and the 99. Which puts the 11 car up into the fence. Billy Roberts at the front of the field. Green flag is out. Billy Roberts with a great start. Caution comes back out almost immediately. See who was involved here. Randall Dixon apparently was in an incident. In that 08, Vitale comes down, gets into the 08. 171 piles in. Not sure what's going on tonight. My iRacing is definitely not picking up all the car wraps here, so I will have to update that. I apologize to those of you out there. Billy Roberts, Christopherson, Jan, Baker, Neal at the front of the field. We are only 3 laps in. Pace truck is off. Back underway. Billy Roberts at the front of the field in the 99. Clay Christopherson in the 55 trying to hold on to the back of the 99 machine. That 09 still running the bottom side. We're going to go 3 wide. Jax Young on the top shelf, coming off at turn number 4. Can't quite get by the 99. 99 now battling it out. Let's go on board with Jax. As these guys battle it out, Jax Young up to P3. See the 51 of Clay Christopherson get underneath Jan. Top 4 under a blanket. Billy Roberts on the outside. Clay Christopherson in the 51. Watch that 51 machine. Clay Christopherson hunting for the front here. As he works the inside here at Kokomo. It's right down below the tire, right above the tires. As he breaks away from the field, Austin Baker, Jax Yon battling it out. We got a battle back in about P3 or 4. Austin Baker in the 09, Jax Young, Michael Vitale in the 213. Scott T. Holmes gets into his teammate. We got 3 Murano drivers. Billy Roberts falling back now, back to P5. Logan Wentz, we're 2 by 2 by 2 here at Kokomo. Up front, the 51 car showing the way. Just coming up the lap, traffic caution does come out. Try to get a look at what happened here. Looks like the 117 was involved. '21 just gets in back of the 117. I'm not sure if he wouldn't have got into that tire anyway, but contact is made. Those 2 drivers go off track. Clay Christopherson in the 51 machine, putting on a heck of a show up front. Working lap 13 of 40, so we have a long way to go. As we know, Clay Christopherson is known to set that 51 machine up for a late race run. So if that's the case, the field is in trouble tonight as Christopherson leads the field to the green flag. Christopherson gets a good jump. Austin Baker MP2, Vitale in the 213. They make contact at the front of the field. That wads up the whole field. Let's see if we can't find what happened here. That's not what we're looking for. Let's... Clay Christopherson still at the front of the field with Michael Vitale now, the 213. Air Force veteran. Michael, thank you for your service to our country, my friend. The MP2. We always go on board with Anthony Murano about this time of the night. Let's see. I know I don't have his full paint job. And Sherry, unfortunately, is not on board. Sherry, if you're out there, greatly appreciate you tuning in every week, watching Michael do his thing as they get better and better. Clay Christopherson in the 51 machine. Caution comes back out. We got cars all over the track. Tony Miley involved. '21 slides in a little bit hot, gets into 2 cars. Over he goes. '21 gets in way hot, gets up into the side of the 27. That will take the 27. Over he goes. Christopherson still at the front of the field in that 51 machine. He's got Mike Vitale to his rear bumper. Looking out the back of Christopherson as Vitale closes in. We will stay with this shot until the restart. Great start by the 51. You can see he pulled out in front of Michael Vitale there. Jax Jan still working that high side. Billy Roberts now. If Jan's not careful, the 99 and the 18 is going to follow Billy Roberts. The 24, the lone car trying to run the outside. Everybody else down low, you can see the low line starting to slicken up. That may change late race. Christopherson currently with over a second gap between himself, Jax Young, and Michael Vitale. Vitale trying that bottom side. It's Jan at the line. We are 3 wide in the back of the field. Caution does come back out. Like Randall Dixon involved. Looks like the 9 car cuts down. Gets into the 8. The 21 car again makes contact with the 8 car. Sends the 8 car around. Clay Christopherson still at the front of the field. Clay Christopherson at the front of the field. Jax Young, Michael Vitale. Billy Roberts has worked his way back up to P4. Logan Wentz in the 18 machine in P5. That is your top 5. Pace truck is off. We're back under green. We're going to follow the front 2 cars as Clay Christopherson does battle. We're working 2 different lines here. Looks like Jax Yon is working high in 1 and 2, middle in 3 and 4. As those 2 pull away from the field. Christopherson moves up about a half car length in 3 and 4. Those 2 side by side down the backstretch. Will Jax Yon at the line? 24 car Jax Yon to the point. Michael Vitale in P3. Billy Roberts battling it out. Billy Roberts back in P4. You can hear him working the throttle inside that 99 machine. Scott Holmes behind Billy Roberts in P5. Up front, 24 car breaking away from the field. Clay Christopherson changing up his line here, trying to match that of the 24. We're working lap 33 of 40. So we're getting down to the final laps here. Jan, Christopherson, Vitale, Roberts, Holmes, your top 5. Jan now opens up over a 1.5 gap between himself and Christopherson. Vitale and Billy Roberts are going to battle it out, the 99 and the 213. There's the 213 outside of the 99. We're going on the nose cam of the 99. Scott Holmes in the 519, also in that battle. You can see him sliding back and forth behind the 99 machine. Eddie Neal in the 318, battling it out with Austin Baker. Up front, you're not missing anything. 2.2 seconds for the 24 car in front of the 51. 24 car has stuck to that outside in 1 and 2, middle in 3 and 4, making that work. 1 lap to go. Jan Christofferson, Vitali are your top 3. Billy Roberts in the 99. Scott Holmes slid it in there hard, but up front, 24 car for the win. Clay Christofferson in P2. Michael Vitali in P3. Great run up front. We will get a word with your top 3 when we come back. We will get a word with your top 3. Waiting on Michael Vitali in the 213. Him and Billy Roberts battled it out. Second good race by the 99 tonight. Waiting on those drivers to get up to the broadcast booth. Jax Jan, Christofferson, Vitali, Roberts, Holmes, your top 5 as we look at the finishing order for your feature. Wentz, Baker, Neal, Green, Wheeler make up your top 10. Anthony Morano didn't have the night he was looking for, finishes outside the top 10. Not very common for those gentlemen. We do have Clay Christofferson and Jax Young and Michael Vitali, so we will cut and have an interview with the 213 car of Michael Vitali. Michael Vitali up 8 positions from his start. So the 213 worked through the field tonight. Michael, this is Joe. You got me?
I got you, Joe.
Man, great run, brother. Walk us through it. How did you get up through the field?
Well, I was hooking up really good on the bottom there. I do want to apologize. I went up here getting into Baker there earlier in the race, but I was able to keep it down there. And I tried going up a little bit. Car got real loose, so I just stayed on the bottom most of the race, and that's where I ended up. Jax, Clay, fast as hell. So it was a good run.
Yeah, man. Didn't we talk this week about it was a celebration to get a top 10 and then a top 5, and man, here you are on the podium, my friend. First of all, thank you for your service to our country in the Air Force, but man, every week watching you cats get better and better and better is why I do what I do, man. Great run for you, my brother. Who do you want to thank for you? Well, first of all, is my trading paints not working? I'm seeing a gray and red car on the screen.
It should be white and red with the W's and the Murano on it.
Yeah, so my trading paints is not working. Anyways, who do you want to thank for your podium finish, my brother?
No, I want to thank everybody at the Murano Racing Team. I have a blast with them. I want to thank Billy Roberts with the Gears Unlimited, and especially my wife.
All right, man. So hopefully we see you tomorrow night. If we don't see you tomorrow night, I wish you a great weekend, man. And as always, you have supported me since we started communicating. So greatly appreciated, man. And if I don't see you, have a great weekend. If I do see you, hope to talk to you on the podium again.
Joe, I appreciate everything you do. I'll always be there, and I will see you tomorrow night, brother.
Thanks, man. We'll see you then.
All righty.
Clay Christopherson in the 51 car. He led a lot of laps early. Clay, this is Joe. You got me?
Yep.
Man, so you were right there. Walk us through your night. Jackson kind of tracked the field down. I was saying on the broadcast earlier, the 51 car is set up for a late race run. Walk us through your night, man.
Yeah, the car felt all right. Towards the end, it was falling off. I didn't run. I don't have a very good Kokomo setup, so I didn't put that in. But no, the car fell off a little bit. I wanted a little more, not traction, but able to turn. The car was a little too tight at the end when I was trying to run up high and chase him down, and I just couldn't get my car that close to the wall with it being beneficial. So I just went back to the bottom and stuck it with two to keep the point cap.
Man, you sound disappointed. Let me tell you, I finished on the podium, P2. That's it, brother. I'm done. Great run by the 51 tonight, man. Who do you want to thank for your victory or for your podium?
FTM, they helped out a lot. Swan Speed Shop for the setups I've been using. They're tight setups, but man, they are fast, especially late race. So I just want to thank them guys and thank you for broadcasting it. So I'll probably be watching it here after this.
Yeah, man. I don't think my Trading Paints is watching, so I get it. You don't have to send me messages, man. I apologize. Trading Paints is not cooperating tonight. So great run by you, my friend, and I wish you a great evening.
Thank you very much. You as well.
Yeah, man. Jackson starts out P4, I guess, on the outside of row number 2. Drives the 24 car up, battles it out with the 51 of Clay Christopherson. Jackson's Joe. You got me?
Yes, sir.
Man, another great run by the 24 machine. Walk us through your night. Clay led the early laps, but you were able to get by eventually. Walk us through that process.
Yeah, we qualified P1. We won the heat race from first, but then and then it inverted for the features. So we rolled up P4, and I just got hit a little bit by Billy a little bit, and we just wait till the track got slick. And when the track got slick, that's my track a little bit. I like slick tracks, you know.
Man, you know how many times I hear, so you can tell how good a driver is by I like a slick track. I'm a tacky track guy. Of course, I only drive like once a month, but man, great run by you. You've come into North American Dirt Track Racing Association and you have lit it on fire, man. It is great to watch the 24 car run. I greatly appreciate you coming out, man. Who do you want to thank for your victory?
Yeah, man, I can't thank my teammates enough. Michael for hooking me up with the dig. Same with Billy, Eddie, Neal. Um, Gears Unlimited. You guys for broadcasting. HY Pressure Wash and Painting. CFM Setup Shop. Jackson Racing JYR. I Paints for the Sick Wrap. Morgantini Racing Engines. The Dent Zones. Brian for sponsoring me in real life, and my mom and dad and everybody that comes to the track and helps me in real life.
Yeah, man. Where
And
are you
for
from?
broadcasting.
Where are you from?
Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania. All right, I'll remember that from here on out. So, what's your racing plans for the rest of the week? What's on the schedule?
We just raced last night at my home track. We kind of had problems. We bent an axle in the feature. But this Saturday I will be racing there again. It's big money on the line for a special race.
What do you run in real life?
It's like a little sportsman, but it's called a slingshot.
Man, that's super cool. That's super cool. All right, my brother. If I don't hear from you again, I guess I'll see you next week. We're broadcasting tomorrow night at Gears Unlimited Friday Night Lights. So if you're not busy, drop by. If you are busy, man, have a great real racing weekend, and we will see you next week.
Yeah, I don't know if I'll be able to make that, but have a good weekend.
Yeah, man, you too. Yes, sir. So there you have it. There is week number 9, North American Dirt Track Racing Association. Again, thank everybody for tuning in, and we will see you tomorrow night at Gears Unlimited Friday Night Lights. I wish you all a great evening, and we will see you next time.
My name's Nick Powers, and I'm the president and lead instructor of Warfighter Scuba. I'm a veteran of the United States Marine Corps from the years 2003 to 2007, with one combat deployment to Haditha, Iraq in 2006. Throughout my time overseas, I experienced a lot of situations that you wouldn't necessarily find yourself in the United States. IEDs, getting shot at, rocket attacks, mortar attacks, you name it, it happened. When I got out of the Marine Corps in 2007, I tried to adjust back to civilian life, and the whole time you're in, you just can't wait to get out. And when you get out, you start to realize, did you make the right decision? 9 times out of 10, most of the guys that get out, they immediately plummet into a depression cycle because you don't have that structure anymore that the military provides you. And this hit me super hard. We moved to one of the #1 top dive destinations in the entire world, and I figured I'd start getting back into scuba diving. And after our first couple dives, I realized how peaceful it was underwater and how none of my problems followed me. You're just there in the present moment. I had the idea for Warfighter Scuba, and I kind of hinted at it, and they said, "You go for it." And that's basically how Warfighter Scuba was born. So Warfighter Scuba is a nonprofit. We're a 501c3 nonprofit with the IRS. We bring combat wounded veterans down to the Caribbean to teach them scuba diving to treat their wounds. Whether their wounds are physical or mental, such as PTSD, scuba diving is a extremely therapeutic activity for mental stressors and for physical ailments. Mentally, as soon as you go underwater, your body just reacts. It's not normal. You're not meant to breathe underwater. Automatically puts you into the present moment. You have nothing but peace and calm. This ability to separate yourself from reality really allows veterans to find out what their trigger mechanism might be for their particular mental stressors. So every veteran who comes through our programs gets a 100% funded trip. Each veteran also receives a round-trip ticket from their home of record. That ticket will bring them straight into Roatan, and their entire week stay, their hotel, their meals, their snacks, everything's paid for. And so that veteran can get an entire week away from reality and completely separate from any kind of problems they might be facing at home. So each veteran receives very private and intimate training sessions when they come down to Roatan. We first start in the pool. We do some confined water skills. We'll then switch out to the open water dives. From that point on, it's not even training anymore. It's just fun. It's learning on a level that I don't think most people have experienced before. We do all the certifications for them that we can in a week at their pace, from open water to full face mask to nitrox. Every trip that we have, whether it's one veteran or 4 veterans at a time, we just have a blast. There's no bad karma. We've seen sharks, we've seen turtles. We've seen 4 eagle rays at once. Just the things that happen when we're in the water together are truly, they're just unbelievable. The dedication that these vets have now to scuba diving and to wanting to come back and to help other veterans experience what they've experienced. It hits me in the heart more than most things have ever hit me in my heart. It's truly an honor to take these heroes into the water. It's really cool to see the transformation that happens to them, from being, oh my gosh, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do this. I've gone snorkeling a few times, or I'm not that good of a swimmer. And the funny thing about scuba is none of that matters. You're completely weightless in the water. You could come down and have 0 experience in the water and be one of the better scuba divers out there. So as with all nonprofits, we rely solely on generous donors such as yourselves. None of these programs could exist without people who are willing to give some of their hard-earned money up to save veterans who might be struggling with everyday life and have that unfortunate thought of suicide. 100% of every dollar that's donated goes directly to the veterans. I personally, myself, I do not take any kind of money. All my time is donated. There's no salary to anybody who's on the board or any staff positions in Warfighter. Donations can be made on our website at www.warfighterscuba.org. And remember, every donation is 100% tax deductible.